So there's no surface level 49ers analysis on this channel. We've got to dig deep into things, especially this new receiver, Isaiah Neyor, who came to the 49ers by way of Nebraska and prior to that, Texas and Wyoming. This might be the most physically gifted player in the entire 2025 rookie class. 4.40 40, 6'4", 218 pounds, strong frame, but Isaiah Neyor went undrafted. Why did he go undrafted? Well, I talked to Bobby Burton, who runs the best site on Texas football, On3 Texas Football. Check it out on YouTube. It's like this channel, except for the Longhorns, who produced two 49ers players, Isaiah Neyor, who later went to Nebraska before he joined the 49ers, and of course, Alfred Collins. And here's what Bobby Burton had to say about Isaiah Neyor's 2-year stretch at Texas, where the receiver had only one catch.
So athletic freak. So this is I go back a little bit deeper than just Texas with him, because I cover recruiting also in the state of Texas. And he was a prospect at Arlington Lamar High School. Okay. That is it used to be one of the powers in the DFW Metroplex in high school football. But he was not a blue chip recruit because he ran track up until his junior year of high school.
Yeah.
So all he did was track. And then all of a sudden he shows up on the football field. And there was actually a receiver that signed with Oklahoma from that same high school that everybody was talking about. And then you go up there and you watch one game and you're like, okay, this Isaiah Neyor guy may be a little bit better than you think. He ends up signing with Wyoming, one of the very few offers that he had out of high school. He's grown a couple inches since high school as well. So he's a little bit of a late developer, but he always had this elite speed. When he signed with Texas, I think that year before at Wyoming, he was their touchdown maker. I mean, he scored like 12 touchdowns.
On like 40 catches. Like yes. A third of his catches were touchdowns.
So Texas signed him over Tennessee. I mean, he was a really highly contested, highly sought guy in the transfer portal. The problem is that he got recruited at the same time as Texas had a guy by the name of Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell, who was a second-round pick of the Colts that had come over from Georgia, and then Texas also had a returning starter named Jordan Whittington, who made the Rams as a seventh-round pick last year.
Mm-hmm.
So Texas had 3 NFL receivers in 2023. And Isaiah Neyor got nicked up and got sidelined for a week or two in fall camp that year at Texas in 2023. And because of that, they sidelined him. I mean, he got 1 catch or 2 catches the rest of the year, and they didn't come back to him. And he ended up going to Nebraska the very next year. He looked good early at Nebraska, and then I don't know what happened after that. But athletically, you're right. You're not going to draw him up any prettier. The question is whether or not he has the stick-to-itiveness to battle through things that are naturally going to come about in the NFL. Like that was the problem at Texas.
And that's probably why he wasn't drafted, right?
Yeah. If quote unquote there was a problem at Texas, I'm not trying to say that there was, but he didn't see it all the way through to become the team's number 4 wide receiver. Like he kind of he went. I don't want to say he went in the tank, but that's kind of the understanding that I had.
Was there an injury complication? I know he tore the ACL his first camp with Texas, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Was there some trouble maybe getting back from that in 2023?
No, he looked good.
Okay, so there was a full recovery. Got it.
Yeah, there's a full recovery, and then he got nicked up and he got behind Adonai Mitchell. And I mean, look, Adonai Mitchell went in the second round, had a pretty good year with the Colts last year. So that Texas, right? I mean, it's not unlike Alfred Collins was behind a couple of guys, right? At Texas, that's going to happen when you're playing at Texas a little bit.
So, and it's really interesting because you see the year-by-year production from Isaiah Neyor, and as we talked about the 2021 season at Wyoming, I mean, the box score looks like a mistake. The 12 touchdowns with 44 catches and 20 yards of reception. I mean, he's dominating at Iowa. And then, I mean, solid year. As you said, he trailed off in Nebraska in 2024, but still caught 5 touchdowns, 455 yards, 34 catches. In between, we know there was the ACL tear, but there's only one catch in between 21 and 2024. And as you explained, he just wasn't able to work his way up the depth chart to be in a spot, even that 4th receiver spot. Well, that's a spot that Kyle Shanahan once was able to win at Texas. Wasn't able to get there. And we know Kyle Shanahan's not as gifted as this guy athletically. So I think that answers why he wasn't drafted, right, at 6'4", 220.
That's part of it. And Adonai Mitchell never was injured at Texas that 2023 year, when he was, after Neyor was coming back from the ACL. And so he wasn't going to win that job. And I want to say this partially because his route running, Adonai Mitchell, really a great route runner. Isaiah Neyor is still learning to run routes. I'm just
coming from the track background.
Yeah, track background. Went to Wyoming where he ran a bunch of bubble screens. So I think that, that's part of what Isaiah Neyor got dinged on. I don't think until he really because his 23 season at Texas, literally he should have been the 4th receiver and he didn't even play much at all. He literally went in the tank.
Well, it's one of those things where the 49ers didn't have to spend a lot. It's an undrafted free agent signing, and they'll see if they can find a way to coax the upside out of Isaiah Neyor as a late bloomer. But I think
the talent is there. The talent's there, David. I mean, there's no doubt.
Now, that's the pure, unfiltered take of Bobby Burton, who covers Texas football better than anybody. No surface level analysis is allowed here. We go deep into things. That's why I had to give Bobby a call. Make sure to check out On 3 Texas Football. Now, we understand, and we have a very good theory at the very least of why Isaiah Neyor did not get drafted. But that doesn't mean that he won't have a great NFL career. Everything is still on the table for Isaiah Neyor. He's obviously going to have to compete and fight and maybe even learn from that 2-year stretch at Texas that didn't go all too well from him. But an unbiased, objective analysis of everything is the most important of all in terms of our work. And I think that Bobby helped us get that on this new 49ers receiver who is so impressive physically, stood out on that practice field alongside his former Texas teammate Alfred Collins. And now he's going to try to make the 49ers team as a wide receiver. Thanks to Bobby for his time. Thanks to you for watching. This is the best 49ers YouTube channel there is. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and make sure you hit that alarm bell. We'll talk to you next time.
What was the reason why?
Did you have a lot of teams vying?
Yeah, I had a lot of teams, but I just talked with my agent and we tried to look for the best spot, and this seemed to be a great fit. I've known some of the coaches here, and it just seemed to be a great fit.
You seem to have the physique to be a really good downfield blocker. Is that something that you did a lot in college, and has that been emphasized to you here?
Definitely. With my size, physicality, definitely use that to my advantage, and that's something I've done throughout my career, and something that I'll continue doing.
What coaches did you know here from here?
Andrew Hayes Stoker, he actually recruited me when he was at Illinois back when I was in high school, so we go way back.
What did he say to you? What kind of advice did he have to you going through this process?
He's known my story. He's watched me from high school all the way up until this point. So, he was like, you come here and work hard, and, it's plenty of opportunity. So